doing, folks? Happy holidays. It's your boy DumpsterFire. Like I said earlier, if y'all watched the previous video, the last channel update, we're going to do a little bit of the previously spoken about non-car content. Obviously, we're not in a garage or in a driveway. We're in my kitchen. To be specific, my kitchen in my crappy little apartment in the middle of the city. So if you got a small kitchen, anything I've made, you can make. Tonight, being New Year's Eve, and that was part of the deal, was I told myself I was going to get some content up by New Year's Eve, so that last video and this one will, please God, be it if it uploads in time. If not, hold me to it. It's my New Year's resolution to really upload more, and we've already got a bunch of stuff recorded, and here after I get done with this pile of stuff, I'll show you what we're going to work on next, or what you got coming next. But for tonight, with the channel update and this, we got some lucky New Year's Eve black-eyed peas, and we'll go over everything that's over here as we go to work. So let's get started. Let's set everything off to the side here that we don't need immediately. Set that there. I pray I don't bleed before the end of the night. And this is going to be all taken in one shot, so if there's any bloopers or any weird sounds from my phone, y'all are going to hear it. I got some friends coming later. If they show up at the door, y'all going to hear me answer the door and let them in. It is what it is. It's the holidays. It's New Year's. Rosemary. Alright. You're definitely going to need about half an onion. This is, for reference, a pound of dried black-eyed peas. So about half an onion. Maybe half an onion left over from Christmas time. Maybe not. Who knows? That bothers some people. That don't bother me. Skin it. Throw it in the trash. And just a loose dice. Just maybe a little bit smaller than your peas, if you can manage it. If you can't, who cares? Just get it in there, that flavor. I'm gonna bleed. Probably should have ran the honing rod over this once or twice before I started, but here we are now, so let's just get on with it. Let's get a rough shot, a rough dice. I have no idea how much of my face is in the frame. I was trying to keep it out, but I guess I'll see before I edit this and put it in. And I should have a air quote up when I'm chopping when I say edit. Y'all think I edit anything. Y'all are sad. As far as the YouTube phone app will let me edit things, I edit it. Oh, there's the onion already hitting me. Forgive me for my sniffles. Always practice the best knife safety you're capable of. And get to the smaller end of the onion, just flip it over, chop it from the other side. I got friends that are gonna murder me for my knife skills right now. I haven't practiced in years. I'm gonna catch such flack for my chopping ability. But it is what it is. They've been practicing in restaurants, and well, I'm a lazy old redneck who ain't practiced much in a very long time. Alright, just a very loose chop. Set that off to the side. Specifically, grab a little bowl here. minutes. And right now that I'm done murdering this knife and murdering this onion, we'll, oh, there they are. Grab a paper towel, clean this off real quick. I'm reaching across the camera and all kinds of stuff. But be proud of me, folks. I went out and bought a $4 tripod today just for y'all, just to start filming. Instead of holding this stuff with my hands. And then we'll talk about some other things that we got that might further the growth of the channel, but at this point don't expect much from me, y'all. Y'all are one of my New Year's resolutions, I swear at this point. I'm gonna start putting out regular content no matter what it is. So y'all are gonna start getting stuff like reviews, and I mean content reviews, product reviews. In fact, you got some product reviews probably coming out tomorrow, if not tonight, if I can get them uploaded in time for me. And I'll show you the pile of boxes and stuff that we got to review for you. And then we'll get back to the car content, because I know everybody that's all of our subscribers right now love the car content. So we're gonna get back to that. But this channel needs substance. We can't be a once or twice a year uploader to get any kind of attention. So we got to come up with other stuff. Anybody who's built cars knows what kind of money it goes into actually doing anything. Y'all don't want to watch oil changes and brake changes and lube jobs, and that's what's happened lately. We do have some stuff coming for you. We're gonna be doing some things, but until we're dedicated on exactly what we're gonna do, we're gonna stop talking about it until we actually pull the trigger and do it. So there is an update on that coming soon, but until products are bought and until decisions are actually made, we're not going to mention it as much. So back to what we're doing now. Anaheims and a couple of jalapenos. This goes in and is a garnish or a topping, whatever you wish for both. So just go a loose cut around and pop your top off. That Anaheim there. Throw in the trash. And grab that core, just reach in, dig it out, seeds and all. Beat the pepper into the trash a little bit, get them seeds out. Slice that bad boy right down the middle. Check it real good. You don't want any of them hidden seeds in there. I mean, if you want them in, you can, but I don't think you teach their own. I ain't gonna. You know why you don't want them in there. Like a hound passing a peach pit. You know, one or two are going to make it in by happenstance, but these got some smoke to them. That's enough. Hell, I probably just threw one in the onion bowl. Same thing with the jalapenos. Just once around top. Yank them off. Sometimes, now, these have a little bit more of a substantial core to them. So, here's the secret to these. Just grab that, go down the middle, pull you out a little spoon. Get your keys hooked on the drawer and get stuck. Just take you a little spoon, dig them out in the sink, just like that. Core gone. Gonna clean it out a little bit. There you go. Same thing, other side. Just use the tip of your spoon, just scrape it. Scrape it. Gone. I'll do these other two real quick. And then we'll chop all these peppers together. And you gotta be gingerly with these jalapenos. If you just cut the top off, it don't matter since you gotta cut them down the middle. Babish would murder me. Probably with my own dull ass cheap knife. Oh, well, can't censor that. Maybe they'll allow me one. One of these days I'm going to get set up to where we can do editing and censoring and stuff. Or maybe somebody can teach me how to do that. I'm struggling here. Alright, again. Use the spoon, dig the tip, scrape it. Chewing bubble gum and walking. Don't expect me to do it. Alright. You got these all cleaned up. You're going to want these at a little bit of a finer dice. So I like to go long ways into some 1/4 inch, 3/16 inch strips. And you're going to end up with a few seeds in no matter what you do. Just control it as best you can. If somebody bites into the seed, it's going to light them up. Maybe they'll like it, maybe they don't. Tell them to go make their own food. Happy New Year. Good luck. We already lost Betty White. How much worse can it get? Rest in peace, darling. I hope you got somebody else making peas for you this evening. Let's see, make you a bunch of ribbons out of all the peppers. The Anaheim, jalapenos. And this ain't a restaurant, so you ain't got to go crazy about your knife control. I won't judge you. If you judge me, I don't know why you're here. I guess that's what the internet's for these days, judging people. I got that TV turned down in the living room enough not to get copyrighted for anything. You think they'll copyright me for old Christmas shows? Probably. Y'all can definitely hear this noisy light behind me. I can guarantee you that's probably all I can hear in the video when I replay it to edit it for YouTube, what little I'm capable of. Smell the heat coming off that Anaheim. It's got some good smoke to it. Take your ribbons, don't matter, all you want every bit of them. All the peppers. And just do 1/8 inch, 1/4 inch, whatever's your pleasure, but add some contrast to your bowl. You don't want everything to be the same size and shape, so a little bit bigger than the onions, a little bit smaller than the onions. Or don't worry about it because your knife's dull. You still didn't hone it, even though you intended to after you finished the onions, but you got some rambling and didn't. You keep on. Everybody cooks at their own speed. Kate Cooks would agree with me. I'll never be that good. No, there you go. Loose chop. You see anything too big? Go through it one more time. Get the big chunks. Get them down where you want them. Try to go both ways. So many colleagues and friends and former teachers that are going to hang me for the way all this presents. I'm so sorry, buddy. Oh, it was our team mascot, Mr. Papito. Captain Underfoot. Alright, so I'm not going to dump all of them in there. So what we're going to do first is get them into this smaller bowl here.
going to separate out a small fistful into the onions, because all the onions are getting cooked, but a handful of these are going to stay raw to top off bowls of it. So you got about a cup and a quarter there of chopped mixed peppers. You got about a cup of onions, half an onion, half a big onion. So we'll do like 1, 2, 3 big spoonfuls there. Let's make it 4. And let's go a couple more because we don't need this many raw to top of this. So let's do 4. That might have been 5. I don't know when I come back to the video. Give it a stir, check the contrast, make sure you got as many as you want. Because my recipe ain't the golden rule. Don't matter if a couple fly in that pan like they just did, they're about to use that pan. Yeah, I'm going to throw one more in. Do a little one there. There we go. Let's set these off the side, top bowls with later. We'll go ahead and process these. We don't cook them at all. These just go on top of the bowl. Garnish, topper, whatever you want to call it. I just like to leave it bundled at the bottom and just give it about a 1/16 to an 1/8 of an inch. Nice ribbon. Make them a quarter if you want. If you really like a big bite of green onion, you can get down into the good grain of the stock, and once you get there, you're good. Now, if you want, you can pull that ribbon off and let that cook in your beans, but then you're going to be picking them out later, and what's the point? You already got regular onions, so I usually don't mess with it too much. Depends on how fancy you are. I can be super fancy. Tonight we are not. It is the new year. Most people are going to regret their life in the morning and eat this cold to fight off a hangover. Last week I made beef Wellington, and I promise y'all one day we will get that on video. We'll get the whole Christmas dinner, beef Wellington, and the whole smorgasbord that I make. But for tonight, we are making lucky black-eyed peas because the year can't get much worse. And next year, good God, it's too soon to be talking about next year. Alright, clean your knife off a little bit there. Alright, now I swear to God, now here we go. Watch this. I promise. Here. There we go. Clean that off. Alright. Oh yeah, that sounds absolutely terrible. There we go. That would have mattered 10 minutes ago. Now it's absolutely pointless because there's nothing to cut. But hey, for next time, even though I got to run it through the sink, and you know, the point is we tried, folks. All right, here we go. All right, we got everything. Oh no, you know what? We forgot something. Black-eyed peas. Eat ham. We'll probably need something to put that ham in first, and that ham's gonna need a good dice. There we go. That'll hold a good pound of ham, maybe. Keeping. You know what? Trade me green onions. I'm sorry. You're getting dethroned. This nice big bowl is going for your usurper, the ham. How about a nice big leftover Christmas ham? How about that? Will that work? That'll work for me. I don't know about y'all. Got a few chunks there. We'll use those. Good leftover Frick's Christmas ham, to be precise. And if you don't know what Frick's is, you're just going to have to look it up. So here we go. Let's cut off a good pound, maybe 3/4 of a pound, because that's a pound of beans, but it's going to cook up to like, 2 pounds. It's 15 ounces to be precise, and that'll cook up to about 6, 7, 8 cups, depending on how generous we are with it. So here we go. Now, I'm going to check and make sure y'all are still recording. Well, I'm fairly proud of myself. Y'all are still recording. Let's get another big chunk off of this side. Let's a little bit more. That's not quite enough. That's only about half a pound. I'd really love to dig for this bone, but I'm just not into processing this whole thing out, and some of this is going to get turned into Christmas eggs here in a few days, and maybe I'll talk my wife into doing that on video when she makes it. There we go. There we go, folks. It's looking more like a good chunk of ham to me. Let's chip one more there. That's right at a pound, maybe a little more. Somebody will probably call me out in the comments if anybody ever watches these. If they ever do, I'll probably long be dead. Alright, let me wash my hands real quick, because that's the proper thing to do at this point, even though I'm going to have to do it about 4 more times in the next few minutes. Alright, there we go. Now, yeah, black-eyed peas need ham or bacon. We're doing ham because we have ham. My guess is a lot of people have ham. In this video, we'll hit the algorithm probably 10 years from now on Christmas, once I'm long dead. Alright, while my hands are clean and dry, let's put the last of the ham back in the fridge, because that's going to become Christmas eggs, and if there's enough of it left, I will definitely use the bone to make split pea or green pea and ham soup, one or the other. I'll probably do split pea and ham. I normally do pea soup with ham. We'll probably do split pea this time. Alright, same thing. Let's do like a 1/4 inch, 3/8 inch cube, as best to your ability with what you cut off, because I did some weird trimming there and had some slices, so just grab it and give it a rough. But don't think anybody's even going to judge you too much, depending on who you're serving to. If you're serving on black-eyed peas with ham and cornbread, we're serving it with cornbread. And they're that picky, you probably got other issues. Let's go ahead and palm that over there as best you can. And run out really quick with this one channel. Rough dice. Yeah, a lot better now. Passes over the honing blade, genius. I've been meaning to pour a glass of chef's inspiration and keep forgetting. I've had enough for the night. Happy New Year's, everybody. Alright, here we go. This is going to be a way long video. This is going to be one of my longest videos ever. There's no way this is processing in time for tonight. attached to my Wi-Fi that you can pick the Wi-Fi up from work later, so it is going to be on its own for a while. I've been eating ham for 2 weeks. How does ham still smell nice? For a week. Don't use 2-week-old ham to make your peas. Quick rough dice. Let's see how quick we can get this done. I'm not sure I actually have a timer on myself. Uniformity, meh, whatever you can do. The more uniform it is, the quicker and more evenly it cooks. This ain't for no competition. Nice little piece there. Probably got right in the realm of about a pound, maybe a pound and a quarter. Swear to God, like I'll buy like scales and stuff next year. This was a last minute decision to be stubborn and get something out before the end of the year. And then make you guys part of my resolutions to do more, to do better. So wherever you are, Happy New Year, Happy New Year's Eve, because the New Year has passed in many places in the world. In fact, it's passed in more places in the world than not. So let's keep on cooking. Alright, I do believe now that is the last of the things we need to dice. So, how about we get the cutting board and the knife out of the way. By the time I'll include the cornbread and maybe an after shot or an after video of both on this. I'll try to include an after video of the peas at some point. But if I can do it all, we'll do it all in one long take. But good Lord, we are already pushing a good amount of time. We are 28 minutes as I checked. So here we go. Alright, got a plate of butter here. A couple different kinds. Got some leftover homemade butter pulled out to room temperature, and just a little bit of homemade herb butter. So we'll use those. And fudge muppet. You know what? I was going to. Where'd it go? Oh, there you are. We're gonna do a real quick. Grab a clean cutting board. Check this, people. Pay attention to what you're supposed to do. Just a little bit of rosemary. Fresh. Gotta be fresh. Most of the stuff they give you in dried bottle, unless you pay for like the premium stuff, organic McCormick's or whoever, you're literally getting the stem, the dried stem, the worst part of the flavor. You're not getting on everything. We will not chop the bay leaf or pick those out after it's done cooking. I'm just going to put a good handful of those in. This rosemary, on the other hand, we're going to give it a really good hard dice. So I'm going to wipe the knife I just threw in the sink like a moron and clean it off real quick, and then we'll dice this up and then put it in the intended apparatus that I set up. And then we will wipe this cutting board off and put it away. Bear with me, folks. I am a simple man.
first accident.
Slow thirst, slow thirst. Get everything pushed through. Back over it. Rearrange the pile. If you were a smarter man, you'd have a dedicated coffee grinder to use this on. But even that doesn't work very well sometimes if you don't have a good one, so spend a few seconds chopping it up with a knife. You're just looking for small grain of pepper size, the best you can accomplish, as I've been saying the whole time. Rearrange the pile occasionally, bring it back to itself, cut the other way. There we go. That's good enough for me. Gather that up on your knife, dump it in the cup. Gather it up on your knife, cup. Side. Put the knife down. Wipe the cutting board off. Put it away. Hope it doesn't come crashing down behind me. Please don't let it come crashing down behind me. Alright, let's start with a nice big quarter stick to third of a stick of butter there. You're on electric, so if you can't cook on electric, if you're cooking on gas, I'm jealous of you. Check my messages. Y'all are just hanging out with me tonight. Alright. Butter's starting to melt. At this point, we're hostage to our electric range. Pop open black-eyed peas. Set everything close to one side. Now's a good time for a little chef's magic juice. A little more. It's a good night. Oh, yeah, see, you turn your back on it. There you go. Now we'll moderate our heat a little bit down to medium, not quite mid-high, but medium. A little higher than medium. Let that butter melt away, brown up a little bit. Keep it shaking. Let's take out one of our good wood spoons. You know what? Let's do the wood spatula. I like that one for scooping stuff around the pan. There we go. Alright, let that butter go just a second longer. A little chef's magic juice. We've left the secret ingredient off to the side, off camera. I guess the magic juice isn't on camera. There. Now the magic juice is on camera. I think it might not be. Just barely. There we go. All right. Nice brown butter now. Starting to get brown. Get that whole out. And you're going to get bit by the pan, so just go with it. And you're going to get pepper sprayed by the peppers, gassing up as you cook them. Scrape that bowl out. Starting with the peppers and onions. I should have mentioned the garlic earlier, but I'm a cheater. And I just refuse to peel and chop garlic anymore. I just buy these jars of whoever. It doesn't even matter which brand. So today, Spice World minced garlic gets a free plug because this has lasted so much longer for like $4 and it's so much easier. Than peeling a 68-cent clove of garlic and wasting so much time of my life. I will forever use that unless I am looking for specialty garlic. I am a big fan of black garlic and elephant garlic and purple garlic. I love when I can find a good super purple garlic because it's usually really spicy. But when I'm just doing garlic, oh man, this is hard to beat. And they've got it like pureed in tubes so you can squeeze it out. You can spread that on toast and just toast it in the oven. Spread it on bread and just toast it in the oven. Alright, we're just going to sweat this for a little bit. Right at mid-high. Yeah, I'm thinking this is going to be too long of a video to actively show the rest of the cooking process. So I think if I have it in me, I will come back and show y'all at least the finished product. But it's a busy night, so we'll see. Like I was talking about earlier, I am working on myself. I'm still trying to figure out what this channel is about. I'm still trying to get better at life in general. Like hats off to any like super real YouTubers and any YouTubers in general that just do. Because when you don't want to do anything, a lot of people want to act like, oh, I'll just make videos for a living. It's like super easy or something, and it's like, I don't even want to get up to do that. How would I be successful at that? So that's all I've been saying. Like, you guys are like right up there on my New Year's resolution this year of I'm gonna start doing better. I've been trying to work on myself, but the last year has been hard on everyone. Like the last year took a lot away from everybody. Alright, let us start to get ready where we want to start adding a few other things. So, let's go ahead and add in our fresh rosemary. And this is where everything here is not a set recipe, so what you got is what you got. Black pepper, no, this is my peppercorn medley. It's a good thing to have around, but not necessary. It's just a bunch of different colors of pepper that, believe it or not, have a variation of flavor to them. Small grind. We'll give it a handful of grinds until we get a nice little pile there. Black pepper, same thing. Not necessary. You can use your regular old black pepper. I like it a little bit fresher. Same thing. Small grain. Whatever you got is perfectly fine. Go ahead and stir that around to make sure it doesn't burn in place. Go ahead and take it and just immediately get punched in the face with the smell. If you see any chunks of onion that bother you, just go ahead and chop them with the tip of your spatula or whatever you're using. And if that's too big, that's too big. Just get them. Get them. It's good to have you guys with me here tonight. It's good to have something to do and have some company. Alright. Got all that on. We'll continue to drop some of this out of our way. A little bit of rub sage. I would like to normally have fresh, but not tonight. So we'll use a little bit of powdered. It's okay. Notoriously hard to get out of the bottle without just taking the top off, and I should just take the top off. There we go. Just a nice little quarter tablespoon. Stir it in. You don't want the onions to actually brown, you just want them to translucent up on them. Just sweat them for their flavor. Same thing with the peppers, you're just looking to sweat them just a little bit. Give them a rough time. Alright. That is the basis of our good ham. That is going to be our good black-eyed peas and ham. So, turn it up to high. Drop that ham in. Give that a good stir. Once it starts to really sizzle, just bring it back down. Using that cold ham, you don't want to shock the pan too much, so give it a minute. Keep stirring it, get everything good and mixed. Toss whatever you want back in. Health department's coming after me now. Turn that down. Now, more likely the comment section long after I've passed or given up on this channel. Yeah. Once it gets a good sizzle going, turn that down to medium, a little bit over medium. I've got salt set up, but chances are this does not need salt because of the ham. You will most likely need to salt your beans at some point during the cooking process, but we're also using chicken broth to rehydrate the beans, so your need of salt depends on your salt requirements. Some of us love salt, some of us can't stand it. Some of you are looking at this pan and going, good God, that looks like a big pan of doom. Some of you are looking at this pan and thinking, I could eat this right now. This needs nothing else but a spoon. Give it to me. I'm with you. I could sit down and probably eat this. What this needs is some eggs. And then at that point, the black-eyed peas are just as good. So let's just go ahead and finish that, and then we can eat the leftovers in the morning with eggs, because this is going to make a pretty big pot of black-eyed peas. Scrape that side down so they don't burn on. That guy's a wonder love. What did they say? A wonder love? Good God. Somebody come over and stop me from drinking. I'm going to step away. Oh, we are at 44 minutes. I apologize for the length of this video, guys. I almost guarantee this is not getting out in time for New Year's Eve. It'll probably be out tomorrow. Oh well, I am still putting in the effort. And that is what matters. Isn't that a great sound? Don't we all love that sound? I'm gonna let this all simmer together for a good minute. A little bit more heat going. You wanna? Again, you're not really looking to develop a brown. You're looking to develop a flavor. cook out the last of the loose fat in the ham you diced up. And if it doesn't cook out here, I can guarantee it'll cook out in the pot. What should I call this series? What is this, like, is this Dining with Dumpster Fire, or is this like Dumpster Fire Cuisine? Dumpster Fire Recipes? Dining with Dumpster Fire is the best sounding one. Y'all are probably seeing the very first Dining with Dumpster Fire New Year's Eve 2021. Go to hell, you demon year, you. You're almost worse than 2020. Betty White, rest in peace. She would have probably stolen my good Irish from me. Oh, that is getting super warm sitting that close to the burner. Let's move that. Alright, we used enough of the sage. It smells like to me. Alright. Oh, that's starting to smell lovely. Alright, last couple things to go in. Now this processed herb butter, these herbs would burn normally if you use this butter first. If you put this butter in the pan by itself, it would just burn the little bits and taste like scalded nonsense. Now, but if you add it to something that's already cooked, oh, 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 got it. It's fine. It'll just add its flavor. It's really great for bread if you're not cooking it too high, like under a broiler or something. We're gonna add those, not yet. What we're gonna add now is also a good spoon of garlic. I mean a good heaping one. Like water from the bottom and all. Something about like this. I'm trying to not get too much because it would kill everyone. Something about like that. To your preference. And it does not have to be this. You can use the powdered stuff. Use whatever you want. This is a loose reference. I am no master. I am far from it. Again, I am a drunken redneck. Happy New Year's. Go away 21. Alright, let's get that stirred in. This is really starting to smell like my neighbors are going to hate me. Or they're going to be pounding at the door wanting some. Probably not in this neighborhood. Probably just, why are you cooking something so rank this late at night? Alright, that is really starting to look pretty good there. One more heat. Back up to mid-high. And all my heat suggestions are, again, relevant to my stove, not yours. Be mindful. Your stove may run hotter than mine. If you are using gas, all of these suggestions are wrong. If you're using electric, still be mindful. Your stove will not cook just like mine. Alright, here we go. I'm liking the sound of that sizzle. Just watch your pan, smell it, look at it, listen to it. It will tell you what it wants you to do. Like that creepy cooking guru. Was that a saying? Am I just making stuff up? You see anything that looks too gross to be in the pan, like too fatty, just get rid of it. Nobody wants that. And if it's a piece of fat attached to some meat, it'll most likely cook the rest of the way down in the pot. And I will show you guys the pot here in a minute. Some of you will be using a regular pot. We are not using a regular pot. We are using the magic pot. I hope that's not an actual brand that I've just like plugged that I have no idea exists. I wonder how much my face is actually visible at this point. I was going for like a whole like chest or mid-waist down, mid-chest down thing, and I'm probably not quite getting it. okay. I'm new. I don't know what to do. Alright, this is starting to look really pretty. There you go, see. Now this is the substance of your wonderful, wonderful black-eyed peas. If you're going to make a meal out of a side dish, that's how you do it. Cowboy Kent Rollin, whatever his name is, the guy with the cooking wagon is going to rip me apart. I can't remember his name, so he's probably just going to come for me in my sleep. Chef Ramsay, please don't rip me to pieces. Now I'm going to do something nobody normally does, but I'm going to dump my black peas right into this whole mix right here. We're going to give them just a little stir in and turn the heat down, way down. Keep stirring for a minute till it cools a little bit. There we go. There we go. Try not to stir too vigorous at this point, depending on the size of the pan you've used. There we go. Keep stirring. Alright. We're going to drop down a couple bay leaves. By a couple, I mean a lot. At least 4, depending on the size, maybe more. You're looking for the good ones. You don't want to be digging for microscopic pieces of bay leaf shrapnel. We're going to do like 4 or 5. I'm going to do 6 good ones for whatever bay leaves do. Alright. Let's get these stirred in a little bit and let them simmer in oil and fat and get that bottom layer of beans off there before they explode. They're sucking up all the moisture and oil. And let's go ahead and turn this off because we're done with this source of heat at this point. Let's stir this in. Let's get these bay leaves good and buried. Let them have some heat and some flavor and some oil. They're going into the pot. They'll get fished out later by somebody claiming I left a dang old leaf in their beans, and how dare I, how did a leaf get in their beans? I don't say, if I'm careful, I don't say beans too many times because these are peas for one. My cat Beans is going to show up and want to have a share of some of these beans. Alright, now we're going to pull out the actual cooking apparatus while those sit there and simmer on residual heat. And now I'm probably going to have to position this just right to where I can reach a plug in. Now you can see my face, maybe a chunk of it. I'll leave this on a level surface, not just... that's invading a lot of picture space. So what we're going to do is sit it back out of the way for now. We're cooking everything in an Instapot. I am really not good at this, guys. I'm sorry. Alright. So now we've got just a little bit of font built up at the bottom of the pan. We'll get that in a minute. For now, I'm going to fish out the interior of the good old bits of our Instapot. We don't need that part. It'll just get washed again. Put the gasket in. Don't ever store your gasket in the Instapot, folks. It'll wear it out faster. Just take it out and just pop it back in when you're ready to use it. And just make sure it's in place and just double check And just when you put it on, just double check your seal. First and foremost, we are now going to get our good bits into this pot. Scrape from one side down, one side down. And pray you don't make a fool of yourself and spill a bunch of stuff all over the stove top. Who's that? That sounds like Mr. Papito. How you doing, Pop? You smell that? Come to investigate. There we go. Alright. Scoop that back. Set that lid out the way. We're going to use a little bit of this chicken stock to deglaze this pan. The rest goes in with these beans, and this is not near enough fluid, I'm going to tell you right now, to rehydrate these beans. This is, let me check real quick and see how many cups this is. I used to know, I believe this is a quart. 32 ounces, so you're going to need maybe 2 or 3 more cups of fluid, depending on how thirsty your dehydrated beans are. That's just enough to submerge mine in fluid. And what you're looking for is for them to be, I don't know why I'm trying to do that, like I can keep the fluid level and show you something. I think I've had enough tonight, folks. Happy New Year. You're looking for about an inch of fluid above your solid matter. Alright, get this pan scraped clean. Sides and all. Add that. To your pot. Put your pot in your Instapot. So you guys might be getting your view changed because you're about to be obstructed. I don't know how much my face has been on here, but I might have to pretend not to worry about it. I've been avoiding it. Alright, there we go. Let's add a couple cups of water. I don't like tap water, so let's get the water filtered. And thankfully my wife's awesome. This bad boy's already full, so let's just top this off real good. That's about just right. About a ½ inch. Yeah, it's right about 3/4. That's good. Right over the top of the solid matter. Give everything a good stir real quick. Alright. That should be good. Get this thing sealed up. Make sure it's sitting level. Alright. Take it in a different place, guys. Did not mean to do this. But give me just a moment. Here, you can look at Christmas lights. Hey, look, this is the whole pile of stuff that we've got to review for you guys. Look at all that. I'm getting some things out of the way for y'all so I can readjust the filming angle. I'm pretty glad it works on the fly and that the camera doesn't fall out of the $4 mount that I bought because I'm so serious about this, guys. swear I'm serious about this. We're at an hour. This is going to take so long to process. See y'all on the 1st. Alright, Instapot set up. Now that I've moved y'all's filming cradle, your high-tech filming location, we can get this bad boy set up, so we're actually going to pressure cook it. So I typically on the pressure cook just do meat stew. 35 minutes is a little bit much for these. Let's do, on pressure cooking, let's do 20. Let's make sure it's sealed. And there we go. Now at this point, I am torn. Oh, you know what? I forgot one thing, guys, and I really want to go ahead and stir it in. So let's take this lid off. It doesn't matter. It's not going to explode in my face. If you don't use this stuff, it's awesome. Hell, I'll plug them. Better than bouillon. They've got a bunch of different kinds. This is their vegetable. I want to throw in a big spoonful of that. I want that in there. And just stir it till the spoon comes clean. And just stir it in real good with that spoon. I'm the one that does dishes, why does it matter? My wife's gonna beat me. This is my house too, Steve. Oh man, it's already starting to smell good, even though it's probably barely lukewarm. Alright, get that off the spoon, because that stuff is thicker than taffy. Loud noise inbound ear rape. Sorry, y'all. Put everything up, clean everything as quickly as possible as you go. That is on and warming. It's going to take a minute for it to come to boil. So, anything I can do in a small kitchen, you can too. So what can we work on now? Why don't we go ahead and, I guess we can go ahead and work on the cornbread. We've got our couple of toppers for the beans made. There's some shredded cheese if anybody wants it in the fridge. So, I don't need that. Salt for later. Put the bay leaves away. I apologize for how filthy my kitchen is, y'all. It's post-holidays, y'all understand. Still looking good. Alright. Let's get on with it. We'll make a loaf of cornbread for fun, won't we? Thaw that butter. Do my thawing it in the microwave trick. Most people struggle at. I got a magic trick to it. You rotate it and microwave it every 5 seconds on all sides, and it seems to work out. In my microwave. Don't try this in yours. If you want to try and figure this out on yours, you're going to suffer the wrath of what I did, which is melting 100 sticks of butter in your microwave because you're lazy and you forgot to sit butter out earlier. But it would be nice if this was nice and melty. Ooh, that mount is about to fall off the. There we go. Look at my shirt. Look at my shirt. Alright, look at my shirt. As it gets softer, tone it down to 3 seconds, flip it around again. You'll know when you're there. And if you're lucky, you don't end up with a liquid butter bucket anywhere. Yeah, I can kind of feel one right there, but that was freezer soft, and if you leave it for a minute, it'll all get to an even temperature. The pot is slowly warming up. Usually it's a little bit faster. Maybe it's time for a new one. I've always wanted one of those like R2-D2 or BB-8 shaped ones. Your nerd is showing. Alright, we're making cornbread. So, we're making cornbread I'm gonna make cornbread in a round pie plate. I'll tell you what, do I want to make one or two? Let's make two. Loaf pan, right? Yeah, let's do the old school loaf pan. Alright. What do we need here? If y'all ain't made Jiffy corn muffin mix before, y'all don't know. Depending on where you're from, you like it a little bit different. Some people like it with some jalapenos and cheese in it. We're putting that in the beans tonight. Most of us down south like it with enough sugar in it to call it cake. All we need is per box, 1 egg, 1/3 cup milk. That's it. Butter is the secret. Butter is your friend. We've got butter to spare. Alright. Mixing bowl. Oklahoma whisk. Couple of your freshest eggs. Starting to smell the beans. That lid's getting warm. Speaking of getting warm, time to take that ball cap off. You ever get too warm in the kitchen for your ball cap? I don't know how I feel about that. Where the hell was I? Oh, the milk. You gotta have milk. Milk. And a whole bunch of sugar. Alright, 2/3 cup milk. Get your eggs out the hell of the bowl. Get your 1/3 cup measuring cup. Or if you're too lazy, spitball it, but you're gonna mess it up. So get your goddamn cup. And use your goddamn cup. And make sure it's a freaking liquid cup. Make sure there's pour spouts on it. Make sure it has the milliliter count. Don't use a dry cup and wonder why crap's still going wrong. There is a difference. And I'm going to get called out for being drunk and probably using the wrong cup tonight. I'm probably wondering what the hell's wrong with my cornbread. 2/3 cups. And just a splash to make sure it's all kosher. Just a little bit. Just a dot. Throw that into the dish pit that you're going to have to deal with later. Egg. Egg. Beat this real good so you got a good even mix. With the Oklahoma whisk. Make sure you ain't got a whole bunch of solids left in there. Cough all over everything. Call the doctor. Make a do I have a mystery virus test appointment. Never post another video again. Alright. That's good there. Dish pit. Make sure sure all your garbage is going down your disposal. Otherwise, you don't fucking hear about it. There's two. They ain't gonna let me have that one. This is not gonna be a monetizable video. I'm gonna have to like edit this one day and re-upload it as a special. Y'all shouldn't let me drink. Y'all should not. All right, that's enough for 2 boxes. You get one of you spreading doodollies. There's my good one. Because you're going to want that, because you don't want to stir this too much. It's like pancake batter. If you over stir it, it just ain't going to go well. You'll end up having a dense consistency instead of a nice, light, and fluffy one. So you ain't got to worry about the lumps. Don't chase them too much. Don't worry about the millipedes or the boll weevils in the box either. They're fine. Cook them in. That's extra protein, y'all. Now, if you see a big one that might particularly stand out trying to escape the batter, maybe fish that one out. I don't see nothing special today. No wall hangers. Alright. Light fold, light fold, light fold. You ain't looking to beat it to death. Do that to the eggs beforehand. Round and round. Well, ain't nothing dry no more. Spread it. Spread it. You're not looking to break up every lump. You're just looking to make sure you don't see nothing dry. In the middle a couple of times, make sure you ain't stirring the same stuff over and over. Always scraping your sides down. Scraping your sides down. Chasing any dry patches you see. The more you fold it, the fluffier it'll be. If you beat it, it'll just end up being a dense cake. Don't worry about any of them little clots you see. You'll be good. Let that sit for about 5 minutes. So while that sits, what we will do, butter our pans. The only good way to do this is with your hand. One hand gets messy, the other hand holds the pan. Nice and soft butter is the key to this. Nice and even coating. If I mess this up, my wife will murder me. Same thing over here. Oop. Yep. I have an apparatus for that. We can fix this. Smear that around a little bit. There we go. It's called the bear paw. Straight roast that down even. Because I made a boo-boo and the butter was a little soft for me. There we go. Have some fingertip butter. I'll throw it in the trash, y'all. I swear. I promise that's going right in the trash right now. Look at my shirt. Look at my shirt. I'm gonna wash my hand off real quick. So that was a lot of butter. My Instapot ain't broken, except that boy sure is taking a long time to heat up tonight. Nope, it is very hot. I just haven't used it in a long time. Alright. You want that coating to really be kind of even and thin. You don't really want it super melty, so don't leave it on your oven. So I use this silicone basting brush to even it all out real good. Since I'm an 8-handed buffoon. There we go. Same thing here. Alright. Find and fold in your sugar. This is set for about 3 or 4 minutes. This is 2 boxes. I like to use quite a bit of sugar. This is up to each and everyone's personal taste. So I use about a half cup, maybe a little more. 3/4 cup. Enough to make it sweet to the taste. You know what? I don't know. I want a little more than that. There we go. It's 2 boxes. That'll puff up quite a bit. I'm going to get my wife to actively beat me. Alright. Fold it out. Again, you're just looking to get rid of the grainy appearance. Once you get it good and folded in, it'll stop looking like a sugar cookie on top and mixed in, and it'll all even out. Ignore your lumps. Let it sit for another minute or 2. We can check the time. There we go. There we go. That's pretty good. And pretty sweet. Don't taste your raw cornbread dough batter. Day 56 here in Oklahoma. My friends might be here soon, maybe. Well, there goes the Instapot, starting to make its noise before it seals. If I have to beat it, you know. There it goes. Now it's sealed. All right. Well, letting this sit for a minute. To everyone who's already had their midnight, Happy New Year. Everybody's still waving. Happy New Year's Eve. We've also got some grapes in the fridge. I really should have looked up where all of this is. Good luck to eat on the New Year. Somebody will call me out or post it in the comments. Hopefully. I'll look it up, I swear. Maybe I'll post it in the next video. I should have looked that up beforehand, but there is no script to this. In fact, I don't normally make this meal, but we just figured it at this point. Next year could use some help, so why not? Well, preheat your oven to whatever the box in the trash says, 400. If you're like me, your oven runs a little warm, so back it off to 390, 380. Do whatever your oven does. Happy New Year. Alright. That has been sitting probably just long enough. Put that in there, let it kind of sit on its own. You know what? I don't know if this little pie plate is going to go. We're gripping. There we go. And keep your drips down off the edge. Try to get it nice and even. And let it sit for a minute. It'll even out on its own. This is probably not enough. Probably too much for that one poor little pie plate. Oh, we're seeing a man question his decision making. size of this container. I've already buttered it. The worst that can happen is it'll be a little thin. Let me see what happens here. I don't know, that looks funny. I am famous for second guessing myself, folks. If you are, as me, sometimes go with your instinct, unless your instinct is terrible. And my instinct has been known to be terrible, so it's really hard to say. You know, sometimes it's like, no, you're completely wrong. And sometimes like this, it's like, nah, you're just, this is okay. This is alright. This will be an okay little loaf. Just let that oven temp up. Your side clean there. This is definitely going to be the main loaf. Everything good, and there you go. That's a good little loaf. Clean up the horrendous mess you made. This butter still has a point. Let me get a couple of paper towels out and clean up the mess I've made here. That is what you top your cornbread with. About 5 minutes before it's finished, you pull it out and go ahead and smear some nice melty butter on top of it. Let that really soak in from the top. A whole bunch. Half the stick on both loaves. If you clean up most of the mess you make while you're cooking, your wife won't beat you. I can't promise that, I'm sorry. That's just me speaking again. And I really shouldn't. No idea what it sounds like, as I'm just still using a potato to film this. I'm sorry, guys. I will get better at this, I promise. Alright, those black-eyed peas say 19 minutes now, so they've cooked for a good 10 minutes just getting to pressure. So, we're ready to put these in the oven as soon as the oven shows temp. The oven is 300. So we're getting close to being able to just go ahead and put it in and not worry too much. It doesn't have to be perfect. You just don't want to put your baked goods into a cold oven. Again, I'm going to get flogged for saying that by someone. And I am getting to the point that I question whether or not to leave you and come back and make a finished product video, because this will be a good 20 minutes standing around and watching me do nothing and talk to you. So I think what I will do is do a finished product video showing you the buttered cornbread and the finished black-eyed peas. Because there is nothing left to do here. Everything just kind of has to cook. So, Happy New Year. And I'll see you in a little bit. Y'all will be seeing a lot more videos in the next day or two. Product reviews of all kinds. If you can spot anything in the pile there. We will be, let's see, yeah, this would be a long time of just waiting and listening. We're at an hour and a half anyway. So guys, I believe I will say Happy New Year. And Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. And I will see you in the next video for a finished product of both of these. And then we will see you in several other videos coming up, product reviews for now. Have a good night. Be safe, y'all. DumpsterFire out.